I have been an artist entrepreneur since I was a young teenager. I have spent my life making my own jobs, and you can too. My name is Kathleen Laziza, and I am the Executive Director of Micromuseum. This series is called Make It Your Own. It is designed to encourage people to use their talents for their own personal economic development. Because in 21st century America, there are no jobs. Nobody owes you a job. You have to make your own job. And this is what artists do every single day. This series is not advocating that you personally become an artist, but rather that you learn to think like an artist. Listen to these artists talk about their experiences. Episode 7, Embrace Taking a Risk.
A group of kids and families from Syria arrived in Canada and were held staying at a hotel at the same time that there was a furry convention happening. So here come these kids and embraced by these large stuffed animal characters. It was amazing. What a welcome.
That to me talks about the potential of art, that to heal us, to heal our worlds, So in that regard, that's what I'm going to teach. That's what I'm going to do. That's how I spend my time. And more, I believe that it's like spiritual practice.
When it swings back is when people get back to the idea of you should create art for yourself. Right. Like we were saying, initially we all got into this because it's something that you felt you had to do, a way to express yourself. Like I always told people that my music came about just because it's really more therapy for myself. Mm-hmm. Like I feel blessed and lucky that all my anger and frustration and angst I could put into my music.
Thinking of a breakthrough, but definitely a very slow, consistent thing that has been happening over the last couple of years is I found myself more and more disappointed with work that has a specific message and craving things that don't make sense.
Everything just kind of congealed into this structure that made all the sense in the world to me. I mean, I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
When we try to put our thumb on areas, it almost slips away. So I'm trying to not so consciously say I'm working on or I'm interested in, and more like let it be a part of the day-to-day, and that meter is always going left and right,
I loved, I just loved all that stuff. I liked creating the page. I liked creating the website.
Yeah,
because you love the process.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, so that's basically for me. It was, I think it's cool, and I think to some extent I'm kind of still there because as long, there's definitely no. I'm never leaving the art world.
Yeah.
But whether I'm expressing my thoughts via song or via video, or I see it all as being one seamless thing. It's just all for the love. So I'm in it. I'm in it till the end.
Yeah.
Today's the marathon, and when I go and watch the people running, it fills me with this same kind of feeling, because I think it's part of the same, river of creativity or energy.
There's been times that I felt that the music, not to say that we didn't create it, because we did, but in a bigger sense of the picture, I feel like as if the music's already there. The art is already there, and we're really sort of just the vessel in which it comes through.
To be fair, I mean, I look at uniqueness more like, I think, courage.
Ah,
Because not everyone can do what artists do. It takes a lot of courage to stand in front of people and say lines. It takes a lot of courage to, you know, be a camera person, be behind the camera and shoot everything properly. It takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there and put art up in a small place for someone who put their heart into that. I mean, it takes a lot of courage to put color on a canvas and say, this is my feelings on something. And people look at artists and don't know exactly the process they go through to put something together. Like a lot of people, I know in this room especially, it takes a long time to make a painting, a film, music, and people are seeing 3 minutes of a set, but don't know the 3 hours it took to compose it, or the 3 days to practice it, or the 3 weeks, you know, just to have the idea of it.
For me personally, no matter how far I've ever feel like I've come, or how conscious I am of things I've accomplished, it's not enough. There's always going to be one more thing that I'm going to chase or try to top, and I think a little bit of that is kind of in all artists.
And the work, if I had to try to explain it, it delineates all aspects of the human condition. There's everything in it, everything.
Yeah.
From life to death, to birth, to love, to lust, to betrayal. Every emotion is in there.
When I feel anxiety and tension building up, I use the word observer, just be an observer, and then I give myself permission to step aside from that emotion and just be an observer kind of my own life without disassociating or depersonalizing.
So I was taking classes from African literature to philosophy. I was taking anything that just interested me. I would just take these courses. But at that point, I already knew. I was like, I want to do music full time. This is what I'm gonna do.
When I think of endorphins, I think of dancing. It's just what comes to me. Sort of the joy that kicks up. You get just it's so much energy, and yeah, I think it can all kinds of pain, emotional and physical.
Here are 3 steps to remember. Step 1. Make sure that you celebrate your resilience for working on tasks that are unique to your circumstances. Step 2. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It is mythology that we do anything truly alone. Step 3. Trusting your instincts takes personal insight and the ability to modify your behavior rather quickly. To learn more about this series, make it your own, visit micromuseum.com.